It's a nice guitar. Guitar. Yo! Oh. It's Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. The day the time forgot. Hey. Looks kind of dark over there in the sunshine corner, doesn't it? There's usually sunshine over there. Hang on. Got to adjust the... Wow. Wow. Hey, you guys. The sun's almost down. Seasons are changing. Still looking pretty smoky out there. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, wait a minute. Wasn't he wearing that shirt last week? Well, it's been washed, okay? Number one, it's been washed. Number two, this is my comfort shirt. This is like the equivalent of wearing a stuffed animal or something. I don't know. For me, anyway. It's got blown out elbows on both sides. It's got, if you could see down here in the off the screen area, there's raggedy bits down there too, but I just love this shirt. It's one of those shirts where when it's warm, you don't feel that warm. Does anyone understand? Am I all alone there? That's the rumor. Oh, yes. Welcome back to the treehouse. Whoops. Edsel came from the city. He landed out here in the trees. He brought his digital baggage and his eccentricity. Got his tractor running on a bench up over the hill, and the sound of that heavy equipment brought a curse and a laugh and a chill. Send some love to your parents, estranged back over the humps. Then drive down into your talents. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Hoodoo peak in his left eye, Pipestone Canyon the right. He realigned all of his systems, worked the day and slept the night. Picked up a shovel on Christmas, picked up a shovel in June, picked up his daddy's old arch top and bathed something new at the moon. He sent some love to his parents, estranged back over the humps. Then he drove down into his talents, gave it gas when he got to the bumps. And he got to the bumps. Edsel couldn't have been happier in his drafty old trailer estate. But he got real high last November and he broke through the ice at the lake. The city people gave him a service, the country folk danced all night. Some people made new plans that day and some folks got it right. Send some love to their parents, estranged back over the humps. Then they drove down into their talents, gave it gas when they got to the bumps. And they got to the bumps. So send some love to your parents, estranged back over the humps. Then drive down into your talents, give it gas when you get to the bumps. Book of Edsel, that is called, ladies and gentlemen. Book of Edsel. Okay, forgot to rearrange the furniture. What's that noise? That noise is this table right here, which is actually my grandfather's typewriter stand. Yeah, this is where I put the few little notes that I have. This is completely spontaneous and off the cuff, as you know. Everything that I say is not scripted. There is not a teleprompter just above the camera lens there that I'm actually reading off of. No, it's not like that. We don't do that kind of thing here. No, we're not those kind of people. Me in the hand is what I meant. Me in the hand. So, feeling pretty good. Got my comfort shirt on. I may be wearing this until early November. I may decide to just go ahead and wear it till early November. And for some reason, it just seems like knowledge will be something. We'll know more. I'll know more. Maybe some enlightenment will come. Already, you've lost them, Bill. You've lost them. Who's this guy? Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody, wherever you are, doesn't have a lot of smoke in the air. I know that there may be people out there who have a ton of smoke. And my heart is with my friends up in the Methow Valley and in north central Washington. My friend Scott Beaton, most especially. Some of my friends from Chelan and the surrounding areas, the Quad Cities area. Friends in Okanagan. My friend Karen and Gilles in Okanagan. And Omak and environs. Yeah. The smoke we got here is nothing compared to what they got up there. Breaking silences and raising up the shades. Love's begun to float, but it doesn't drift away. Letting the ego slip and letting the slip show. What magic tears it open, you can never know. But you're grateful for the energy, the constancy, the healing course. To the 1 in 3, the Trinity, or just nature's sudden force. You're grateful. Talking to yourself is how it must begin. Until the shell is cracked, there's no light coming in. When the rooms are lit, there's pictures on the walls. They speak a million tales, but they don't tell it all. So you're grateful for the pen in hand, the music stand, the swollen page. For the graying strands, the grains of sand, the sight that comes with age. You're grateful. why you come here again and again and again. It's to outrun your one fear, and the voice that's shouting silence in your ear cannot find you here. Breaking silences and raising up the shades. Love's begun to float, but it doesn't drift away. That's a song from about 1985, I think, 84, 85, called How It Must Begin. Indeed. And it is. It is. I sense the hand coming into the neighborhood. Wait a minute. Hold on, hand. Get. Entree. I think you would. The hand. I know a lot of you only come to see the hand, but what are you going to do? My sister, Mug, is here. I hope that means Mom's here too. Wow. Scott and Rhonda. Wait. Scott ordered food from Gateway to India and is listening on his phone. Wow. Scott, check you out. Yeah. Linda Rosales. I can't read that first word. What does that say? Oh. I think she's saying fires everywhere in the West, but they have snow where she's living. She's in Colorado. Yes. Also, I looked at the weather map for Baird, Nebraska. It's currently snowing in Baird, Nebraska. Now, 3 days from now, it's going to be 96 degrees in Baird, Nebraska. But currently, it's snowing and about 39. Figure that one out. Okay? Monica Holverstadt is in Oroville. Okay, well, might be smoky over there. Hope you're not too close to the situation over there. Lori Trout, Cindy Snyder, my transportation buddies. Thank you guys for coming back. You know, that's why I put it on Tuesdays, because there's not a lot happening on Tuesday night. You know, so. And I still believe that secretly my mother is sending out checks to most of these people. Monthly checks. Hey, Bill, he gets a little needy. If you could just kind of show up, you might appreciate the flagon in the flinging bed. I think that could be it. Wait a minute, what do I have an idea? Speaking of Mom. Thanks, Mom. Mom is here too. Thanks, Mom. Kathy Brewer, Kathy and Loris, Cindy Snyder, Monica Holverstadt. I'm seeing some names now. I have to lean in to see names. I tried to move the camera back a little bit so we get a little more guitar into the shot. But what I should probably do is tip down, but then we lose the green man, see? If I tip down like that, but then we got half a green man. I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you rather see the green man or more of Woody? You see, these are the kinds of executive decisions that are really beyond me. I'll let somebody else decide that stuff. That's what I think. That's how Bill's rolling. Okay? Maple tree used to hang right outside that window, right in front of my lens. Would block a lot of that afternoon, evening sun. This song was for that maple tree. And for Jim Harrison. Remember, we started here months ago You know, this is Treehouse concert number 20. 20. There should be some extra streamers and stuff. I should have gotten some extra streamers. I should be doing more than the usual fireworks for the 20th. Now, admittedly, the first two Treehouse concerts are not available except on Facebook. If you scroll back far enough or go to the videos section. The one I did with Marjorie and the one I did with Heidi were not recorded for reposting on YouTube like I do with most of these. But anyway, be that as it may, where were we? Wasn't I going to sing something? Yeah. Isn't that what I do? Isn't that what this box here is for? The day they took the maple tree, I poured the coffee strong. I sat down at the window near where it had stood so long. The pen was on the paper and the sun was on the ground. It heated up my strings until they had to make a sound. Well, they're singing, bring it back. The green is falling down and the clearing's getting wider here in Stump Town. The day they took the maple tree, we killed another lake. High up on a mountain near some stuff we had to take. Now the Mississippi's crying and the Colorado too. They're calling out their sorrow, which is all that they can do. Well, they're singing, bring it back. The green is falling down and the clearing's getting wider here in Stump Town. The day they took the maple tree, the poet passed away. He sat down at the window just like any other day. The pen was on the paper and the crows were on the fence. They gathered in their hundreds for some noisy reverence. Well, they're singing, bring him back. The green is falling down and the clearing's getting wider here in Stump Town. Does our singing set us free? To sell the soul inside the tree, to sell whatever hope we see. Is that what's to be? Is that what's to be? Took the maple tree, I dreamed about my kids. They were pulling out my notebook from the place I kept it hid. And there amid the failures and the wrinkled sheets of rain, my pen was on the paper in the shape of this refrain. Did my singing bring it back? The green is falling down and the clearing's getting wider here in Stump Town. Did my singing bring it back? The green is falling down and the clearing's getting wider here in Stump Town. Did our singing bring it back? Will our singing bring it back? There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, Bill, why don't you say, there you go, after every song? What a great idea. Instead of saying, thank you, you say, there you go. In lieu of applause, there you go. She's back. She's back, and she's pissed. Just kidding. Lynette Hensley, Ken and Julie. Hey, Mom, say hi to Ken and Julie. They're here. People who have known me my whole life. Mom, you've probably been sending checks to Ken and Julie for a long time. They probably got a tidy little sum saved up. just kidding about that. We're moving. We're grooving. We're moving and grooving. Jim will be happy to see Joan. Jim will be happy. Tim loves this guitar. I'm probably going to have to leave it to him in my will. He loves Joan. Joan's a lot of guitar. Have I mentioned that? I may have. Mark Kenny out there? Mark? Mark? Did you forget? Are you still outside working? Should I wait until after dark to play this one? No, I can't wait till after dark. I did have some requests last week. Remember I asked for requests? And if you want to make requests for future weeks on the show, you can do that in the comment field over. No, Bill, over here. Comment field over here. You can do it, but try and cap it. Do it in all caps. Hit the caps lock and do it in all caps. That way, when I'm scrolling through, they kind of pop out at me, and I can write them down. And I try to remember. Now, I've been working on a couple of other old songs. I've been working on The Man in the Dead Machine. And I've been working on Old Dragons Passing Over, but they're not ready yet. And if Linda Hunban happens to see this, I'm not ready on those songs either. But I'm working on it. So some of these songs take a little while to get back into my hands because my hands tend to wander more than they used to. They tend to kind of get lost, or they kind of bump up against walls and kind of get stopped, and they have to back and go, around, try a different way. It's the labyrinth of the brain is what it is. But Mark Kenny wanted to hear How Deep Is Your Well, and I wanted to play it for him. And Joan seemed very accommodating. I wrote this song on this guitar, so it's good, it's right. I see Diane Hadfield. I did see Diane Hadfield. Hi, Diane. Annie Landerholm Burke. Annie and Robert. My cousins, I love them. Okay. Let's see here. How deep is your well? What's the output? 8 gallons a minute won't quench a thirsty crop. You gotta dig deep around here, you gotta be resourceful. It's dawn to dark or nothing, can't afford to stop. How deep is your well? Has it been tested? Guy that used to live here got the parasites. He used to call me, doubled up and cramping. I used to drive him beneath the starry nights. How deep is your well? Does it run all year? Lots of holes round here go dry in the summertime. It got so hot last August, shriveled the onions. Raspberries dried up on the vine. How deep is your well? Do you have a hand pump? You know the government's gonna shut the power down. And those computers, man, they're good for nothing. It's gonna take strong backs if we're gonna save this town. How deep is your well? Look at Mr. Johnson's. 250 feet, hasn't found the stream. You got to squeeze this earth like it's a damp sponge. You got to pay the auger man till your pockets bleed. How deep is your well? What's the output? 8 gallons a minute won't quench a thirsty crop. You gotta dig deep around here, you gotta be resourceful. It's dawn to dark or nothing, can't afford to stop. Can't afford to stop. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Mark. I oftentimes forget about that song, not only because it's in Dadgad, but because that's not me singing. Yeah. It's some other guy. Some guy. But he's an old duffer who lives up in the Methow. Got an old beater pickup truck. Runs good. Looks like crap. Yeah. Runs good, though. He keeps it running good. Just in case. Just in case. You know what I'm saying? Playing some Methow Valley songs tonight because I'm thinking about my friends over there in north central Washington. Malott, Chelan, of course, Apple Acres area. Hope they're okay. Down there around Aswell Dam. That's where the fire jumped the river earlier today. Brewster, Pateros, Mansfield, Okanagan, Omak. The Walmart in Omak was not in the fire line, inside the fire ring the last time I checked, but it may have changed by now. I don't know. It's a tough time of year. You know, there's so much fire up there, sometimes you wonder, God, is there anything left to burn? But there is. There's always more. Okay. Let's try this old guy here. The little lost pieces of me falling through the cracks in the street. A window up at 50 feet, cutting to the front of the pack, tensing up the length of your back. Heart attacks and impotence, stacked up next to dollars and cents. Get into management, work on a lunatic crew. Money due, and it's simple arithmetic, trimming a lunatic tree. Money seed. Meet me on the ledges of life, tapping on the teeth of the knife, holding all the anger in, locked inside a shit-eating grin. Well, maybe there's a kid on the way. You're staring at the stub of your pay. Art's whatever's marketed well. So how much of yourself will you sell? Starting to pressurize, you're so successful, my dear. Money here. And wasn't it you who said dead by the end of the week? Money speak. trumpeting stops, past the politicians and cops, future-facing shadows and doubt, for what we'll have to do without. Get into management, work on a lunatic crew, money due, and it's simple arithmetic, trimming a lunatic tree, money see. Counting up the casualties, the little lost pieces of me, falling through the cracks in the street. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, everybody. Uh-oh. What, you're only coming in that far? You're not bringing it? Okay. All right. Mark Kenny, I'm glad you showed up. I think I saw you during the song. Were you there? Did you get the whole thing? And Scott wants to hear Summer Island. All right. Thank you, sir. You will hear it. You know you will. That's one of those songs that I wrote that I can't resist. I can't resist it. I have to play it every once in a while. It's kind of like couples hymn. It's kind of like Will You Come Away. It's kind of like fireworks. Poetry break! Poetry break! Everybody, poetry break! Isn't that an interesting little feature? Yes. So, got some stuff for you. Got some stuff. Man, I've been digging, but I decided that the stuff I found digging, I didn't feel it this week. I wanted to read some stuff that's a little more current. This is all stuff from probably the last 5 years, I would say. I would say that. Comes out of this big portfolio here. It's got, a fairly thick stack in there. That's like probably, if it's uncompressed, it's more than a half an inch of poetry. It's more than a half an inch. So, several pages at least. So this is some recent stuff. Some stuff that stayed in my portfolio because I like it. And does that mean I'm still working on it? Well, one of these, which I wrote probably, I would say 3 years ago, I revised it today. So when are they finished? That's what I want to know. So I got a few of mine and a few of another guy's today. All of mine are short too. I'm going to start with this one. Some of these poems I've actually read in public before, which is probably why I've avoided them up until now. Because, I've already read those for people. But not these people. I've read these, I think, at the Couth Buzzard. A couple of them, anyway. At the open mic up at the Couth. Starting with this one. This is called So Much Water. Flowers are going to come up shouting after all this rain. The ocean has had a deep drink. But we forget, the earth contains only so much water. It moves in a cycle, up and back down. Rain isn't new water. It's old. It's limited, like the rain in each of us. Maybe I'll read it again. So much water. Flowers are going to come up shouting after all this rain. The ocean has had a deep drink. But we forget, the earth contains only so much water. It moves in a cycle, up and back down. Rain isn't new water. It's old. It's limited, like the rain in each of us. The Tim Swiger Memorial Rereading. Come on, Tim. Come on, buddy. This one's called Songs Already Written, and this one describes a phenomenon that I have experienced probably since my late teens, when I started singing and people started giving me money for it. And people started coming to my shows, and then they come back. We were discussing this earlier. People coming back. There's always been this sense, somewhere deep in my consciousness, that at some point, the grown-ups are going to come rushing in and shut this thing down. Something about, something is, and, the adults are going to come and say, hey, enough already, okay? With the thing. So that's kind of where this poem starts. It's called Songs Already Written. Most days you feel like a criminal, in disguise, stringing lies together like knots in a great net. You cast it out and slowly reel in an audience. They might believe you for a while before hearing your hidden truths from a heckler in the back who thought she loved you once. If we're only made of stories, there should be drama and heroics spattered with self-deprecating laughs. We should strive to be worth the price of admission. And if you are found out, you'll gladly serve a sentence the way you've always done, in gratitude for songs already written. Okay. So I'm off the hook. Yeah. Wow, there's people are still commenting during the poetry section. That's good. All right. This one represents a portion of my psyche as well, as they all probably do. It's not all inclusive. It's one little, it's like a slice of the pie. It's called The Old Father. The Old Father. The old father weathers decades of strange separation. Nothing seems safe after his children ran for their lives. Celebration and mourning are sun and moon to him now. Small measure of pity shared with other old fathers, his friends. Their work is done, you see. Molten steel of youth poured into forms that will replace them. A long retirement of cups never quite full again. Here's the one I revised this morning. I changed some very important words because, I was reading, I was like, they just, blam! Oh yeah, that's what that should say. This is 3-4 years down the road. This is just called From the Morning Walk. Save some praise for this dark sky. Its secrets come from a place beyond the dragons at the edge of maps. It rules in silence, where imagination could get you killed, or worse, scatter the threads you've woven into a life. Your children's fellowship, the bed of held hands, all the water that has ever flowed across this rock. When you walk out under it, scanning for signs of significance, be aware of how porous the mind is, how precious each scrap, how perilous its vast, populated emptiness. The million years it takes one signal to reach you. Then, think of how you imagine security in all this empty, and save some praise for this dark sky. I don't know if it comes across or not. But I'm going to read it again because I like it. I like it for what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure it says it, but I know what I want it to say. From the Morning Walk. Save some praise for this dark sky. Its secrets come from a place beyond the dragons at the edge of maps. It rules in silence, where imagination could get you killed, or worse, scatter the threads you've woven into a life. Your children's fellowship, the bed of held hands, all the water that has ever flowed across this across this rock. When you walk out under it, scanning for signs of significance, be aware of how porous the mind is, how precious each scrap, how perilous its vast, populated emptiness. The million years it takes one signal to reach you. Then, think of how you imagine security in all this empty, and save some praise for this dark sky. Let me know if you get it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't know if it can be got. 2 more. Then we'll move on to somebody who's really good. This one's called Take Care. It's another old man poem. For the last 5 years, I've been writing mostly old man poems. Sorry. Take care. It will only take a moment for the wind to die out forever. At most, the time it takes a train to pass. Hope to be awake for it. The flood of everything again. A Reader's Digest version of your passions, face plants, dog-eared projects, and body shames. It will come too soon, before you've said goodbye to the cat, and your regrets will fall on your children and remaining friends. So take care of them first. Your regrets, the cat. Okay, this one's good for summing it up. Because, a lot of my poems come from a place of, deep wallowing. You may have noticed that. You may have noticed a tendency, a small tendency in Bill to kind of veer towards the wallow, the slough of despond, as it were. This one's called Impression. Diane likes this one. You've impressed yourself writing poems of longing for the life of a younger man. But then you trip seeing their falseness, because only the older man can feel the surge of youth and the longing for it. You are false because what is really impressive is being in the same body and feeling all of it. Once more. Impression. You've impressed yourself writing poems of longing for the life of a younger man. But then you trip seeing their falseness, because only the older man can feel that surge of youth and the longing for it. You are false because what is really impressive is being in the same body and feeling it all. Feeling all of it. Didn't stick the landing on that second reading, sorry. Okay. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. Why don't you read something now? I wish we could. I wish we could all be sitting in a circle and everybody read something. Yeah. It's probably because I missed my songwriting group last week. There was complications. We ended up not meeting, but we're meeting tomorrow night. So, Ron Kirchie is his name. Ron Kirchie. Yes. Now, where did I learn of this poet? On the Billy Collins live stream that he does 5 days a week, most weeks. He sometimes takes a day off because he's got other commitments, because he's like one of the most famous poets on the planet right now, if you didn't know that already. Ron Kirchie. Billy Collins loves Ron Kirchie. Billy Collins, on the back cover, Billy Collins says, "This is a must-buy collection. Kirchie at his playful, smart-alecky best. The poems are sly, inventive, and deeply good-hearted. And the jest is practically infinite." Billy Collins. The first one is kind of a holiday season poem. It's called Touring the Creches. Right? You know, a creche, the nativity scene. Yeah, Touring the Creches. All the Marys were fine, all with those innocent necks, but Sandra Knott had the eyes, too, and got my vote. The Presbyterians used a real baby and Willoughby's donkey, even though Sonia Willoughby was a Baptist. The heavenly hosts were pretty good, but mighty low to the ground, and Skipper Webb, the Unitarian minister's boy, threw up on all those Glorias. Driving by again drunk at 1 a.m., on the street's long rails of moonlight, all the Magi were home, their beards laid out neatly on the chiffon-robes, Sandra Knott asleep in her sweatshirt and panties, the baby in the wake of Tonka Town. Only Willoughby's donkey under a single hanging bulb, like he'd just had an absolutely terrific idea, one that could change the world. See, now that guy knows what he's doing. That is a wordsmith right there. That last bit about the donkey with the light bulb. Yeah. That takes a level of expertise that I aspire to. Ron Kirchie. He's a professor of English at Pasadena City College in Pasadena, California, and lives in South Pasadena. He is the winner of grants from the National Endowment for the Arts and the California Arts Council. He's got many other books. This is kind of a selected from a few years back, I think. I don't think this is that recent a book, but I saw the cover on Billy Collins' thing and I found one. Yeah, this is 1997, for crying out loud. Or for crying softly. Okay, this one I really love. This is called Days Off. He's just describing a day off. Check out how he does it. Often decorated with small resolutions about the waistline and the lawn, each is a micro New Year without white sails, confetti, or bitter arguments in the car. There is no conifer, flag, or covered dish to commemorate a day off. No symbol on the calendar except the numeral in the corner of its white room. But everybody knows that the boss, in his big striped button-down shoes, is berthed at desk 1, while you, needing a shave, are here in this tiny breathing space, this hesitant catch at the top of a yawn, magnified into a day, this moment the photographer loves when at last everyone, even the baby, is looking straight ahead and smiling. This hesitant catch at the top of a yawn? Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm reading it again. Sorry. I'm reading it again. Days Off. Often decorated with small resolutions about the waistline and the lawn, each is a micro New Year without white sails, confetti, or bitter arguments in the car. There is no conifer, flag, or covered dish to commemorate a day off, no symbol on the calendar except the numeral in the corner of its white room. But everyone knows that the boss, in his big striped button-down shoes, is berthed at desk 1, while you, needing a shave, are here in this tiny breathing space, this hesitant catch at the top of a yawn, magnified into a day, this moment the photographer loves when at last everyone, even the baby, is looking straight ahead and smiling. That is some good work right there. That is some good work. One more, then we're back to the music. So this one's called Searchlights. Now, if you're like me and Mr. Kirchie here, you have recollections of searchlights. You know, you'd be driving along, you'd see searchlights. What's going on over there? You know, what's going on? It would be a movie premiere or a supermarket opening, you know, or something like that. But the searchlights look so, you know, something special was going on. That's how you knew. Because they had, oh man, they got searchlights. Hey man, did you see the searchlights last night? Searchlights. For some reason we got dressed up. To be worthy, I suppose, of the new models. My father was serious. Mother looked at the upholstery. I got the balloon. I remember the solemnity of it all. How I couldn't touch anything but the brochures. How cool they were to the cheek and brow. How I imagined the helium at my wrist would carry me up and away through a million dying moths. How the searchlights would follow me, men pointing, women hand to mouth, the other children stiff with envy, and how the frantic dealer would have to give my parents a car to soothe them, something with white walls and a radio. That is what I imagined. What I knew was that somehow the searchlights had found and illuminated my life, and growing up meant my nose would press against the glass a few inches higher each year until some August I'd be sitting with some woman and, seeing the paths of light scissoring the sky, I'd cover my tired muscles with good clothes and talk to the salesman again, even their hearts puckered from aftershave. This poem is in praise of searchlights which for years revolved wildly, pointing in the direction I knew I should go. I'm hereby recommending this book. if you love poetry, if you like the kind of poetry that's accessible, but just, it's tasty. Nah. Ron Kurchi. I'm going to get some more of his stuff. I'm going to get something more recent to see. Because, you know, he was that good in 97. Think about it. What does that mean? I don't even know how to imagine it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, where are we here? I think we're going to go back and talk to Joan again here. We have to adjust. Somebody last week wanted to hear Candlelight. I'm trying to remember who it was now. Who was it that requested Candlelight? I don't know. I should have written it down. I know Mark Kenny wanted to hear How Deep Is Your Well. I'm going to play the Years in a bit for Joseph Webb if he's out there. Candlelight. Probably somebody important. I'm sorry. I didn't write it down because I thought I'd remember. I thought I'd remember. It was Cindy. Cat. Was it Cat? Cat's here. Hi, Cat. Oh, gee, I should have dressed better. Cat's here. Just kidding. It's my comfort shirt, Cat. In case you didn't hear earlier, this is my, you know, it's like wearing a teddy bear. You know, it's like it gives me comfort. I may wear it. I said I may wear it in every week until the election. Sing stuff like Candlelight.
In Open Arms, Nebraska, there's a little plywood shack with a river running down the wall from a ceiling crack. We used to stop there, going out or coming back, and we carved our initials in its history. Let me describe it, let me get it right. Make shadows in the corners out of candlelight. I'm so restless, and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. In Open Arms, Nebraska, lived a displaced city girl. She was East Coast, she was West Coast, she would out this world. She was a dancer, and I loved to watch her twirl. And why we ever left is still a mystery. Let me describe her, let me get it right. Throw shadows on her curves made of candlelight. I'm so restless, and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. In Open Arms, Nebraska, there's a big old battered book containing all our stories and the times they took. You can see us there if you stop and take a look, though where we all are now is lost to history. Let me inscribe it, let me get it right, illuminate the pages with candlelight. I'm so restless and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. Let me inscribe it, let me get it right, illuminate the pages with candlelight. I'm so restless and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. Let me write the book of all my memories. Let me build a fire out of my memories.
Okay, kids, time for the ICU2 TV set. Birthdays this week, perhaps. Tom Wilson and Hank Kramer, birthdays today, two old Victory Music buddies of mine. Tomorrow, Hurricane Heather Winters from KOZI Radio, my former partner in crime. Heather, if you ever see this, Boma lives, baby. Boma lives. Also tomorrow, Carmeg DeForest. Carmeg, one of my Grumpy D's open mic buddies. On Thursday, Lori McQuaig and Cale Sherrard, two Whitworth people, have birthdays on the same day. And Katie Rusk, also a KOZI person. On Friday, Morgan Tate and Cloudbird Bonin, two Methow Valley residents that I love dearly. Morgan and Cloud. Happy birthday. That's on Friday. On Saturday, we got Drew Strepp, who is my stepnephew. He is having a birthday on Saturday. And all on Sunday, we got Larry Morante, great local songwriter, amazing voice, 12 octaves or something. What's he got? 42 octaves? What is he? He's in sub bass and up into the yeah. He's good. He's got a great range and all of it sounds good. That's the thing. He's not like down here and up here. No, it's good. He's got support. I don't know how he does it. He's probably got some kind of special equipment that was installed internally years ago. Just doesn't tell anybody. Yeah, it's probably it. Faye Wadenhoft also has a birthday on Sunday. And Larry Dewey, birthday on Sunday. There you go. Woody, my friend. Woody's more forgiving than Joan. That's why I love Woody. Yeah.
You arrived in 74, so disillusioned. You fought your little private war, all in seclusion. By the light of an August moon, through a cabin window, you finally escaped yourself and felt the wind blow through. Welcome to the wildlife. Welcome to the wildlife. Welcome to the wildlife. You never could describe it well, that transformation. There was a coyote out there and an invitation to let a big shout come out, clean off a lot of gun grease, those frayed and dusty ropes, followed by the pops of peace. Welcome to the wildlife. Welcome to the wildlife. Some things will just spring right up, some need to be planted, some roots they go down so deep we take them for granted. We thought that we knew you well, thought we had you pegged, so imagine our surprise when you started to do-si-do. You became a ladies' man, stayed up for the last call, started calling you Dapper Dan down at the dance hall. Your eyes had a glow so bright, no one would dare to guess they could find a wildlife in the middle of such a mess. Welcome to the wildlife. Welcome. Welcome to the wildlife.
From the water dance. Yeah. Whoo, baby. Yes. Yes, Bill. Yes. Where are we? Where are we? What have we done? Wildlife. Another song from the Met How. And for my friends in North Central Washington. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try this. This is one of the first two songs I ever learned to play in my life. I was around, 4 or 5 years old. There were two songs. Linda Hundman wanted to hear one of them. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in my hands. I'm working on it. This one, I kind of got halfway there. I'm not sure I'm going to ever make it all the way back. This goes back longer than I want to talk about. Nearly 50 years, probably. The song was written by a guy named Vaughn Horton, who also had a hand in writing Choo Choo Chaboogie and Mule Skinner Blues, Sugarfoot Rag. Yeah. He was one of 11 children, born to a coal miner and his wife in the rural hamlet of Broad Top in the Allegheny Mountains of Pennsylvania. Maybe Katrina knows where he is. His first big songwriting success came when Jimmy Rogers rewrote his song Mule Skinner Blues for a 1931 recording session. Not only was it a big seller, it also became a country and bluegrass classic that has been repeatedly revived by acts such as Bill Monroe, Dolly Parton, and Bob Dylan. Mule Skinner Blues. Now the one I'm going to play was originally recorded by Mr. Horton and his brother and some other people in a group called the Pine Toppers in 1950. I went on a deep dive in YouTube looking for the origins of the song because I was trying to figure out, where did my dad first hear this song? Where did he hear it to where he wanted us to learn, where he started playing it and then taught it to my sister and myself? Because I thought it was the Patti Page version, which was a good hit back in 1951. Les Paul and Mary Ford also did a version of this song in 1951 that became number 2 on the pop charts, number 7 on the country charts. Patti Page also registered number 2 on the pop charts with this song. But then other people like Slim Whitman and other people recorded. Gene Shepard, Lawrence Welk, Hank Snow and Anita Carter, Slim Whitman, Burl Ives, the Sons of the Pioneers, George Jones and Gene Pitney, Ray Stevens, Donna Fargo, Maria Moldauer, and Leo Kottke. All have recorded a version of this song. But it had to be one that came out in the late 50s or the early 60s, or maybe the early 50s. The problem about the Patti Page version and the Russ Morgan version and the Gene Shepard version is they don't have that second verse in it. Yeah. But the Pine Toppers from 1950 on Coral Records, it has all 3 verses. So maybe that's where my dad heard it. This is going to be a version of a song I learned when I was 3 or 4 years old, okay?
When the sun in the morning peeps over the hill and kisses the roses round my windowsill, when my heart fills with gladness when I hear the trill of the birds in the treetops on Mockingbird Hill, tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. Got a tumble-down shack and an old rusty mill and a mule that I bought for a $10 bill. Got a tumble-down shack and an old rusty mill, but it's my home sweet home up on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. When it's late in the evening, I'll climb up the hill and survey all my kingdom while everything's still. Only me and the sky and an old whippoorwill, singing songs in the twilight on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill.
from the Pine Toppers, 1950. Shooting up the charts. Charted at number 3 on the country charts and number 10 on the pop charts, 1950. The Pine Toppers singing Mockingbird Hill. Yes, sirree bop. Yes, sirree bop. Okay. A couple more for you. Where are we at? It's already 12 after 8? Oh, crap. I've overshot the mark. Oh, well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Maybe I'll just do one more. I want to do one for Joseph Webb because he requested it. So I'll just do this. And I'll say goodnight, okay? You guys probably got other things to do. You got other concerts to go to, other Zoom meetings, other, kinds of online, social activities to attend to, right? Scott and Rhonda. Scott and Rhonda. So Summer Island next week, okay, Scott? This is called The Years. This is one of those songs that I wrote after Alice was born. I was talking about this last week. Becoming a new parent. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. So this was 1992, around in there, 93 maybe. It was on an album called, come on, Bill. Piece by Piece, I believe. The Seattle Peace Concerts compilation album. Had Reggie Garrett on it and a bunch of other people. Great compilation album. This song snuck on somewhere. Somehow. Mom, did you write a check? Mom. Anyway, this is called The Years.
Do you know what that means? Raise her without doctors, teaching her what she needs. Raise her with eyesight, color recedes. Everyone is brilliant, what's unseen? And the years don't improve, but we do. And we can improve what the years do. Trace the subjugation that buries a plan to another big business, another white man. Something is made naked in the secrets he shares. Sells the future for dollars, and its buyer beware. And the years don't improve, but we do. And we can improve what the years do. What the years do. Upon your promise, give it a name. Empty all your baggage and family shame. Empty all your wallets, write a lot of words on the walls where you're living, in the shade of the birds. And the years don't improve, but we do. And we can improve what the years do, what the years do. And the years don't improve, but we do. And we can improve what the years do, what the years do. What the years do. What the years do. Alrighty, folks. Made it through another one. Didn't go crazy. Kind of got, a little close. We're all skidding a little close to the guardrails. Yeah, I know that's true. To Mitra, thank you for your inspiration. Mom, thanks for my life. Mug, thanks for my life. Diane, thanks for my life. And an extra one to grow on, maybe. Oh, that coffee's cold. Folks, you're making my life worth living. I hope you know that. How important this is to me. Look at that. Wow, it's almost 20 after. Good night. Hope you're not late to something, okay? See you next week, okay? Okay.